Hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a timeless and collective reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time, but keep in mind it's a general reading. So see what signs, symbols, messages, and energies resonate for you in your particular situation, and hopefully help bring you a little bit of clarity on whatever you're wondering. It could broaden your perspective, narrow your focus, help you see something with fresh eyes, in a new way, in a new light, but in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance, it's inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. I hope you guys enjoy the ambiance tonight. It was a beautiful evening out. So I brought out Rose and a bunch of fun lights, and let's begin the reading. I thought it would be cool to do something a little different. Let's begin with the spirit messages. See what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the opening energy and message to be helpful for the collective right now? Please and thank you. Ooh, you have to stand your ground. So standing up for yourself, recognizing how strong and tall and yet flexible you are. It's like you are this tree. So you already have deep roots that you are feeling in a certain situation or partnership, or you have the potential to really grow these deep roots. So something can be long lasting, but I always think of the branches as being flexible in the weather. But it might mean that for some of you, you do have to speak up as to why you're doing something, why you're moving the way you are, making a decision that you're making. It could also be for some of you, you're standing up for somebody else. You do have this pillar here and an acorn. And there's I think it's called a fiddle fern as well. It's telling you to stand your ground, and that's going to feel empowering. So maybe there's something you've wanted to say or speak up for a while, and you just didn't feel it was the right time, or didn't know if you could, or how that conversation would go. I feel like you're going to feel a lot better once you do it. So it's going to feel empowering, and it's confidence building action that you need to take from time to time. It's telling you now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it. It's believing in yourself. You can do this. And you know that by doing so, you will be the victor. So this is going to bring you victorious energy. Maybe you weren't sure what the outcome would be, or how somebody would react. For some of you, you could be speaking up, asking for a raise if this has to do with a job, or maybe you're standing firm on some boundaries that you are setting with yourself or with another person. For some of you with that tree, I feel like you're talking to a group of people. I kind of see this as a podium or a platform. So maybe you're just feeling a little bit nervous. I see somebody kind of nervous behind the stage, but I feel like once you get going, you're going to be fine. And if this isn't something that you have been thinking about, and this opportunity comes in and you know you have to speak up, if it comes kind of out of nowhere, just trust yourself, go with the flow. You'll be able to really be flexible throughout that conversation. So you ask the right questions at the right time, but not just that you deliver the information with the right vibration, so it's heard. So be also flexible with not like your energy, I feel like, is firm, but be flexible with how you read somebody else's energy. You know, like if you feel, I don't know, I see like a group, and if you feel like maybe the energy is kind of off or heavy, maybe it's lightening it up with a joke, or with maybe a personal connection or something like that. So it puts like a vulnerability behind what you're saying, and or it could be giving examples. So not just saying how you feel, but why you feel that way. Or this happened to you in the past and you learned a lot from that, and that's why you're taking that direction. That was just kind of a very general sort of example, but I feel like whatever it is, you're going to be perfectly fine. You're going to figure it out when you're there. If some of you are, I still see an office, like an office. So if it is about a position, a new job, or changes somehow in the job that you're in, I feel like you're going to come up with some new questions when you're in there, but maybe you need to do a little due diligence beforehand. If you know something is coming up, kind of write down some questions that you have or the reasons why you want to ask for certain things. And I am getting, if you're like naming a price or something like that, like don't lowball yourself. See how valuable you are so somebody else can see how valuable you are. Because if you believe it and you have value in yourself, somebody else is going to see you in that same value. Even if you have to do something within maybe like a ballpark area, keep that pretty firm on like where it should be. I just keep hearing, don't lowball yourself. Like give yourself like that beautiful grace with how special and unique you are and how valuable you are to whatever that is. But that could also be for some of you in a partnership. If you are valuing yourself, you are standing firm on what you mean and what you say and what you, I'm not really getting like high expectations. I'm just getting you expecting, but expectations in yourself, not placed upon somebody else. I hope that made sense. Let's continue on and see what this is all about. Since I was seeing an office and like you at a podium, let's go to the money moves. Money moves, Oracle deck. I hear on behalf. So I feel like maybe if there's someone who doesn't have clarity on, let's say, a friend of yours or something like that, and they're kind of a naysayer or putting somebody down, they just don't know them or know the full story. I don't think you have to spill the beans on the story, but I still feel like if you know someone better, that you are speaking up on behalf or for someone. But it could also be that you are a connection for somebody else to maybe get a position. If that's somebody that you believe in, even if it's that they don't have that much experience, but you believe in their potential, maybe their work ethic, that you will like stand firm and speak for that person. Like, no, I know this person is the right person you want to let on board. Like, I believe in them. Give them a chance. But that doesn't have to be with a job. That could be anybody that you want in your life. Maybe somebody doesn't understand a certain friend you have or something like that. And maybe it's just you being like, somehow speaking on behalf of somebody that you care about or believe in. I hope that made sense. I feel like there's many different scenarios or circumstances depending on who's watching this. So let's go to the money moves and get a couple of messages and see what this might be about, or get some clarity on stability, finances, security, prosperity, abundance, job, career, money, even projects that you're working on or something you're thinking about pursuing. What would be helpful for the collective to know right now? Please and thank you. Duality. I feel like these people are mirroring each other. It's kind of giving me Gemini energies, but for most of you, I see that you can handle different things at once. Almost like multitasking or different facets of you working together. It's giving you a very similar message here. Saying don't lose your vigilance and stand your ground. It's also giving you a little bit of a warning message that there can be duality in people. People are complicated. You know, so there might be another side to a person you haven't seen yet. Or if that's somebody around you you're standing up for, maybe you know the deeper reason or part of a person that somebody else never got to see. They only see something on the surface. I feel like you see something deeper, but maybe you get in a position where you get a little bit of light. You get a little more understanding on maybe somebody being more complicated than you thought, and that's what you're getting more flexible with working around or with. I'm just getting two sides to a story. I feel like you just have to dig deeper or learn more about someone or something, but maybe that's why you're growing strong roots. But if anybody shows you a deeper side of them and that vibration does not match the shiny outside, I see you as maybe leaving that situation or that environment. You know, if something was like bright, beautiful smiles in public, and then you see like behind closed doors, this person's kind of an asshole and talks badly about others, and they have like a really negative vibration, I'm getting that you are going to detach from that person or that place. It could even be a whole group of people. But it's kind of false. Like in the spotlight, it looks all beautiful, but then you see it behind the scenes and you're like, no, that's not what I signed up for at all. But I also see the opposite for some of you. Maybe somebody was a little rough around the edges. You know, maybe they're in the position of power and they kind of come across as tough, but maybe you go out to dinner with someone and you find out they're a lot deeper, or they're kind of a softie underneath, or they have this whole other beautiful side of them that they can't quite show in public or at work, or maybe when you just met them in a partnership or a relationship. So I am getting, wait till you get into that story or deeper in a person, and feel it out and trust your own discernment on that situation, because I think it could go either way. I think you might be pleasantly surprised that somebody's like a cool connection with you, and you might be, I'm getting, I don't know, like really irritated or almost disheartened that something you really thought was like sparkly and twinkly is just kind of like, I feel like it's like almost like plasticky energy instead of gold. It was kind of a weird thing to see, and it was definitely duality in the message, dichotomy. Let's get another message. Not losing your vigilance, standing up for yourself. What else does the collective need to know that would be helpful? Please and thank you. Helping hand. Oh, that's really pretty. There's a palm tree here. Also very flexible. Flexible and strong. Maybe getting up to the top of something. Palm. Maybe something about somebody's hand. There's something here about palms. Maybe you're going somewhere where there's palm trees. Maybe it's about a handshake as well. Maybe some of you are gifted in reading palms. I know that's a kind of a little extra side message. That's something I always wish I could do. I've learned about a lot of different dynamics and aspects in everything metaphysical and weird and scientific and all that stuff, and the one thing I've always wished I could do was the palm reading, and it was never quite my niche. Cards make sense to me, stones make sense to me, energies, you know, messages, all that stuff, but maybe some of you are would be really good at that if you started studying it. That's kind of a side message, but I think that's for a few of you. I know there are certain symbols that are prominent in hands, but it's not just about the hand. It's not just the lines in the hand. It's the measurements on your fingers, the shape of the hand, the shape of your palm. Also the mounds. So if you look at someone's palm, there are mounds that stick out differently. You know, the mound of the moon, the mound of Venus. There's also, I don't know why I'm thinking of the girdle of Venus, which is here. Some people have that M on their hand. That usually means money. I think that's like a, I don't know how I'm not a palmist, so I'm just kind of going off of little things that have kind of gotten in the old brain files over time. But it's also the left or the right hand. I don't know, maybe palms. Maybe that's something that you're into. It's very deep. It's sort of like astrology. It's not just a sun sign. You know, it's not just about, you know, you have the fire hand, the earth hand, the water hand, the air hand, all that stuff. But even with, maybe it's astrology for some of you, or birth charts. Once you see how complicated a birth chart is, you understand all the different dynamics and dimensions of all the planets, all the signs, and their like characteristics. And then you have the houses that they are in and what the houses represent, and then you get to see the dynamic, that the relationship of what planet you have in what house under what sign correlates or connects to the other planets, and you start to see these patterns. So maybe you connect to patterns. I just feel like there's something that you're going to learn or see that maybe you only knew the tip of the iceberg, like just the little surface, and once you dive into something, you see how it's so deep and complicated and interesting with the dynamics. I feel like there is something. I don't think it has to be astrology or palmistry, but let's just use those as an example. I didn't even read what that card said, but I love when other messages come in, because I feel like sometimes I just need to see a picture to get the right message to you guys. But whatever it is, and I don't think it has to necessarily do with metaphysics. For some of you, it might be studying maybe something within the personality or psychology, or even some kind of emotion or healing therapy, something like that. It could even be bodies, how the bodies move. I just see something as you having a little peak interest, or that gets peaked. And once you see how deep it is, you just want to keep learning more. And I just see patterns or connections of something as a whole. I don't see it as a flat surface kind of thing. And I feel like you are going to find something very specific that it's almost like your brain just connects to it. Your body, your mind, you just connect to it somehow. And you could possibly be very good at this skill in your life, or use what you are learning for future purposes of maybe just overall interest in your life, or maybe this could be a career, or maybe this is like somehow going to connect you to something else. I hope that made sense. I thought that was a kind of a cool message, and I don't even know what this says. Let's see what it says. It says helping hand. Need others to assist with services, increase productivity, and no one can handle it all. So maybe you need to ask for help. We're going to go back to whatever this is, whether that looks so cool with these lights. I'm so glad I brought these cards out. I feel like this card is just intense. It also makes me think of the fleur. Am I saying that right? The thing that like can tell how hot or cold something is, and puts it into color. So maybe it's something about temperature, heat. But if you are overwhelmed, or you need to speak up, how you need a little help on something, maybe there's someone who can mirror you and take on, you know, you almost like you wish there were two of you. Maybe there is somebody out there that can help you. You just need to ask. You don't need to handle everything on your own. Sometimes you need to delegate duties out there. Even if somebody maybe isn't as professional or as good as you, give them the chance to learn. Give them the chance to grow. When you give somebody your trust, and you give someone like, I believe in you, you can do it. And then you have flexibility with that learning process, because no one's going to be perfect right away. But if this is kind of somebody you're taking under your wing, I feel like they're going to grow very fast. This could also be that hand, like a handshake, or the hand in somebody speaking up for you, or you're speaking for someone else. to help someone through the door, to get that doorknob turned, or, you know, the phone call, the connection. It could also be somebody asking you for help. I feel like if somebody asks you for help, it's something you can handle and you can do. Let's get another card. These are pretty. Clarity on duality and helping hand. Please and thank you. Wellness. This is a card that's come out a couple times for you guys. So maybe you are doing something. I said something about the body before. So maybe it's your body, but maybe you're actually helping, doing something, therapy, healing. It could also just be your strength is growing. This does say you're going to feel empowered and your confidence is going to build and you're going to be victorious. So maybe pay attention to your body if you are drained and giving from, where's that other one? An empty plate. Maybe you're giving yourself some time to rest, because even with this strength building, you got to rest for those muscles to grow. It has to be balanced. Maybe some of you are getting a personal trainer, joining a gym, or this is just a message that's coming through to help you feel a little healthier, like you have a little more strength so you can handle different things that come in your life. Ensure your body is nourished. Pay attention to your food, how your food feels in your body, and drink enough water and regain strength. It's just the message to have the awareness, and you're probably going to have the inspiration to just be healthier overall. And I don't think it's just in your body. I think it's feeling healthier overall in all of your bodies. So let's get one more message from this same deck to help the collective, please and thank you. Fruits of labor. Well, there's another tree. You've got a lot of trees here. Maybe you do something with trees. We're in a forest, or this is a harvest time, because if you planted these seeds and you had these deep roots and something has been growing and you've been changing and getting more flexible and your overall energy has changed, eventually these seeds will blossom. It looks like you have this beautiful spiritual fruit to harvest coming in soon. Your fruit is glowing. You have glowing apples. They're not just normal opportunities. It's like they're falling down for you. Maybe you just have to have the right size basket to bring it all together. Maybe you need some help in this harvest too. If you have a lot of energy coming in and a lot going on and a lot of abundance, it is being organized, but also having help in that abundance. It's time to reap the fruits of your labor and become rich. Wow, that's pretty big. I am getting that some of you are getting a raise, or something you've been working on for a long time is really going to start to have positive impact to your life. If you opened a business or something like that. But I am getting that maybe something is going to grow so fast or faster than you thought that you might need to have to hire or ask for some assistance, even if that's just people around you, friends, family members, something like that. Maybe one person in particular that can help you as something grows. I'm not really getting that it feels like a load, but it might. When you get a lot of abundance, or there's a lot, that's also a lot of pressure. But I feel like I hear, so if you feel like there's pressure, there's something coming through that's going to relieve that pressure. It says rich gain is here. Those are really positive messages for you guys. Let's get a spirit animal message. What else would be helpful for the collective to know right now? Please and thank you. On fruits of labor, helping hand, wellness, duality, and standing your ground. One animal message, please and thank you. we got a little fox. It's like a cat dog. Foxes are so cool. Maybe you connect to foxes. This is opportunities. It is telling you need to take these opportunities when they come. If there's somebody you talk to and they're like, oh, I could totally help you with that, I'll give you my business card, and then you never call, you never get that opportunity. If somebody says, hey, I have a boss that, you know, is looking for somebody that can kind of do something like you do, why don't you give them a call, and you don't answer the phone or show up for the interview, you lost the opportunity. If a person comes in your life, let's just say it's not about business or something like that, and it's an opportunity, let's just say go out on a date with somebody new. Your friend's like, you remind me so much of somebody I know, even though you guys are a little different. I feel like you'd really get along. Would you go out if I set you up on a blind date? And you're like, yeah, I don't do blind dates. What if that person you'd really connect to and your friend was right, but you never went? But, you know, it could be that also, you know, they look all bright and shiny and you get to know them better and you're like, no, you were wrong. That was not the person for me. But what if they were when you got to know them better? So you must be quick. So you have to do something fast. You must be quick to move out of your comfort zone. And I see a car. Especially when a situation calls for immediate responsiveness and flexibility. I think that's the first thing that I said with this, being flexible. Open your mind to new ways of doing things. Once you do, get ready for good luck and opportunities to come your way. I mean, you have rich gain. Finding overall balance in your life. And all of these opportunities, like these apples glowing and falling out of the tree for you. But if you just walk by them, you might miss it. I do feel like you're gonna feel the right vibration when something is glowing like that. Not like a rotten piece of fruit kind of opportunity or a sour apple. It's gonna feel like there's something that feels different. It's gonna feel beautiful in your hand, beautiful in your vibration, kind of merge with your energy. So let's go to the tarot and see what's going on. Let's get a little more clarity. I have two different. Let's do both of these. This is the rain shadow, but I also have the angel, like the regular. There's like power angel and the archangel. This is just angel tarot cards. I think it was the first one. These are very old cards for me. So let's do the angel tarot and get the basic foundational energy to help you navigate the situation, what's coming in, what's going on best, what is the basic message to be helpful for the collective. We're going to do just one from this deck. One message, please, and thank you. Oh, you got this queen. She would be the one to stand firm and stand tall, speak her truth. This queen is very independent, a clear thinker. It did say you have to be open with your mind. Upright, this queen is extremely open-minded. She can foresee things because she's always having and gathering new information and expanding more. So sometimes that's why she is flexible and needs to change her mind in situations. Upside down, she would be so firm and solid in what she believes and expects and puts in that little box or that ball. She would never be able to bust out of the box or do something a different way because she is set in stone. She's also super harsh upside down. I will mention that she is the hardest queen to beat around. She is definitely that person that other people are near out of fear. She doesn't have people around her if she's upside down out of love. It's out of fear or duty or necessity, but it's people that either she vibrates with the same, and then there's like hurtful energy all around where people are just kind of taking advantage of each other, or downplaying others to make themselves feel better, because to put somebody else down with their words would make them feel more powerful, which is not the right way to be. Or it's people that pretend that they like to be around her and then go home and just bitch about how hard that person is to be around, but then go back and do it. So there's like that plastic energy between the loyalty. But upright, she's somebody you want to be loyal to, and she's loyal to those. She'll stand up for anybody else who can't speak up for themselves. She can recognize problems before they occur. She's been through so much shit in her life. She's not going to repeat those cycles. She learns, she lets it go, she's done with it, and she has changed and developed so she does it different in the future. Or he. It's not a gender thing. Sometimes this is somebody very independent doing something on their own, a home business, but even in a partnership, this person has their own goals, has their own things. Even if they're working with somebody in a business or in a relationship, they still are, they're like the one that comes through with an interesting perspective on how to do something, but they're still open-minded to being adjustable and adaptable to see the other person's perspective too. And then she'll come up with a new idea, merging those together. I hope that makes sense. She's always sort of like mixing, mingling, and expansive. It's not just like, this is her idea, this is where she's going. She'll hear someone else's opinion, but she's also pretty firm with that sword. But this one doesn't have a sword. She has a unicorn and a crystal ball. There's also something about her hand and her energy here. It's different than the normal Queen of Swords. This is someone who thinks very clearly. They're very intelligent. And especially if they're balancing how their heart is feeling. That intelligence isn't an overthinker, over-planning something, being presumptuous. It's somebody pretty direct, but they might need to draw the line and speak up. Speak up when something's not right, not healthy, not realistic, not working, and also speaking up to compliment when somebody is doing it right. Like, you did that so good. Look at how you handled that problem and turned that around. That was amazing. Like, they speak up people when they're upright. They compliment. It's like they use their intelligence and their wit to even get through to different people. So the same message, maybe this person is a boss, right? Let's just say that. And different people in the company are coming in and sitting down. And there's one thing that they want to get across to everybody, but they know that it has to be presented different depending on who's sitting in that chair in front of them. This person upright knows how to make all those adjustments to get the same knowledge through so it is heard by each individual. Hope that made sense. Queen of Air is independent and experienced, realistic and witty. I also kind of see her as pretty funny. She's like quick with the mind. Like, she got the puns. Like, boom. You know, she doesn't even realize how quick she is with getting something in there. It's also being objective with how you make a decision, seeing the bigger picture, being fair, clearing away anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Anybody, any situation, any person, place, thing, idea, substance, anything. She has the strength to just sweep it away, clean it up, move along. And it's seeing the humor in a situation. Yeah, she does have a good sense of humor. So let's go to the Rain Shadow. This is kind of an unusual tarot deck. It has really different pictures. Let's just get a little more clarity on this Queen of Air, speaking up, independence, seeing like the situation on a lighter note, not making something so heavy. Maybe that's the way through. This could also be about working smarter, not harder. whatever I saw before with the hand and seeing something in the three-dimensional perspective when you see how deep it can be, I feel like that's almost that crystal ball. She's not looking at something that's a flat picture. It's like she can see the all-around 360-degree perspective of that unicorn, which is also a magical energy, by the way, and it also only presents itself to those pure at heart. But I feel like she can even see the inner workings of that unicorn. What else would be helpful for the collective? Please and thank you. Oh, we have another swords. So these two could be working together. The Knight of Swords that's the same message here, though. So don't get stuck in the plans or always allowing something to be. You have to take action on something. You have to really think on a dime and pay attention to the blinders. This could be somebody in your life coming in very fast, but it could also be like a message for you on a facet of you, because we all have multifaceted energies within us. Also an air sign, so Gemini, Aquarius, Libra does not have to be, but this is the Knight. So this isn't about being the position of power or authority. This is about getting into the experience, diving in, getting on that horse, making some moves, making some changes, going back to the drawing board. It's somebody who thinks on their toes, can turn on the snap of a dime, upside down. Sometimes they are wishy-washy. You don't know why they're making whatever moves, because they either have those blinders on way too much and they have too much of a focus and never look at the bigger perspective. Or they're always looking at the wishy-washy bigger perspective or listening to outside sources and never have a real precise, pristine, direct focus. You have to always have that balance. But either way, this means something is coming in or leaving or moving fast. And it's going to get your mind to thinking. Or it's somebody that you're coming in and getting somebody else thinking. It's like the world is your halo. You don't have your shield up. And you definitely have a boat on the horizon. So maybe there's a journey ahead. So now we have 2 court cards. Let's see. These could be 2 different people in your life as well. Usually the Knight is a little more inexperienced, but they are definitely desiring to have more experiences or gain more knowledge on something or someone. Clarity on the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Air, please. Ooh, yeah, maybe this is a partnership. This is also something coming back into balance. I like this. It also has the same message to make something light-hearted. It's Pentacles, so now this has to do with not just what's going on in your mind, your thoughts, your plans, your conversations, and your mental energy. Now it's something getting grounded. You could have 2 opportunities, juggling different things in your life, work and play, kids and school, love and romance, and I don't know, projects that you're working on over there. It's overall balance, whatever this is. But it's figuring out, what was that one where ask for help? If you don't have to do it all. If you have to toss one of these pentacles to someone else, say, here, you need to handle this today. Or you need to take a hold of that tomorrow and I'll get you another time. It's knowing how to pass that energy around. It's energy. But it can be physical. People, places, things. It's everything that has to do with what you can touch, land, but that has to do with your physical energy in it. And there's always that court gesture, like making it kind of fun. Like when something feels like it's too heavy, how can you lighten it up? What can you do? That's that work smarter, not harder. And know how to adjust your energy in the different arenas of your life, partnerships in your life, so you give the right focus and attention when you can, with as good as you can. That it's like doing the best you can with what you have. Here it's just an imbalanced energy in your life. You're giving something too much focus and you're slacking somewhere else and leaving it on the back burner and missing opportunities. Here you're grabbing all of them and you can handle it with pretty graceful. It's also these pentacles, let me look at it closer. It's also like they're above the, it's almost like in a valley, but above the peak. Didn't I see something about a peak before? Pique your interest or the peak of a situation. They look like the little peak of a mountain. Clarity on this balance of energy coming through. There's this weird beetle here walking on the cards. It just made me think of the Beatles. I almost feel like I want to show it to you. Is that weird? Am I being really weird by showing you a bug? I don't know if I can get it. I am. I'm being a little weird. I don't think I can get it in my hand. It's not really a lightning bug. I don't know what it is. You can tell I'm not scared of bugs, right? Alright, so I'll put a song by the Beatles just because that came. Maybe you know what that bug is. Clarity on the Two of Pentacles, please. And now we have another court card. We have the King of Cups. So it looks like you've moved out of your mind and into your heart. If this is a merging of the same energy or the same person, it could also be a couple between the King and the Queen, or the Knight becoming the King. These could also all be different people that could be helpful in your life. But this person upside down is somebody that does not show what's in their heart. They keep it all in. They don't really have a good grasp on their emotions or how they feel about a person or a situation. And that usually overwhelms somebody's energy to where they become imbalanced in their life. But the King of Cups is he's sassy. Hey, he's romantic. You know, I always see him as like an excellent husband, an excellent friend, a wonderful boss. Maybe this is somebody who's moving very slow, or you feel at home with no matter where you go. There's a gigantic cup in the sky here, so maybe this king has an offer for you. There's also this person, looks like they're naked, so this is somebody who's vulnerable. Here, this is somebody who feels a lot but was taught it is not strong to cry. It is not strong to let down your guard or open up to how you feel in your heart. That's not what a masculine energy does. Gender does not matter. This is strength. It doesn't have anything to do with sex or like the sex of a person. Maybe it has to do with sex since that came out. I mean, this is a pretty sassy energy. And if his heart is involved, it would be sensual. This is somebody that would be really romantic. But I feel like this has to be somebody who is also vulnerable and opens up maybe to the right people, maybe not to everyone. And you have this beautiful daisy. Maybe connect to daisies. And it looks like you're in a waterfall. I don't know why I just thought of TLC, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Go chasing waterfalls, leads to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. So it's interesting when a lot of cards come through. Maybe you have a lot of people in your life right now or that are coming in. I feel like between the King and the Queen, though, that's a really nice balance. It's a nice balance between logic and emotion, heart and head. I feel like this Queen would probably soften her heart a little bit around this King, and this King would probably put a little more sense in what he's feeling or pursue his plans of love with some, I don't know, I feel like he is dedicated, but with some purpose or organization. I don't know why I'm getting that. So let's just kind of, hi Rose, what you doing? Where you going? Let's pull one more card, but I'm gonna take a pause. Rose heard a critter in the dark. Hopefully she wasn't too loud on whatever device you are listening to this on. But let's see what the bridge between all of these is and sum this up. I think my lights are starting to attract a lot of bugs outside here, but we definitely have some kind of balance coming in. These could all be different people, facets within you, balance between masculine and feminine, head and heart, logic and intuition, soft and vulnerable, yet strong and independent. But I think here it's all about having quick flexibility with changes. So what is this about? Let's just do one more message from the same deck to clarify all these and give a deeper perspective, please, and thank you. And we have another night. There's so many people here. Maybe these are a lot of people getting on board to help you or coming into your world. But this is nice. This is the balance also between, the only thing we're missing is the fire. But this night gets the job done. These could be two different nights in your life, or this could be the balance between somebody who knows how to turn on a dime, be flexible, come up with plans, move fast when they need to, and also knows how to slow down. Slow up the pace, take your time. This is that kind of turtle energy. This is like the hare, this is the turtle. But slow and steady definitely wins the race with this night. This night is sometimes very annoying because you don't see what they have in behind, see what they're doing behind the scenes. They're usually working really hard. Unless they're upside down, then they're not putting in the elbow grease they are perfectly capable of doing because they are getting frustrated or imbalanced in their life. Upright, this night wins the race. It takes a little more time, but they get the job done at the end. This is the one that's not afraid to get their hands dirty, to do it, you know, to get, like, really use their elbow grease, even use their physical strength on something. This is somebody who shows up and really follows through with any projects or commitments that they have. They say they're going to do something, they're going to do something, and they're going to follow through, not just have big talk about it. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe these were a lot of plans that were made, or a lot of, you know, thinking that was going on, and now it's putting those plans into action, grounding them in reality, where this is the person that can help you do it. It's still a night, so they still have potential for growth. Also, these nights are masculine and feminine. And this night is, their hand is on a book. So I do think it's about knowledge. She's a beautiful face. Maybe somebody's face stands out to you somehow. Or like you can see the intensity, or like the determination behind them in their eyes. But also, this is also a sensual night because it's an earth sign. They're all about touch. So maybe it's about something you do with your physical hands for some of you if you create. I'm also going back to that handshake. That hand. So let's get one more or two. Let's do an I don't care, and then a universe has your back, and sum this up. I hope this reading was helpful today. I know on this channel the readings are different every day, different messages coming in, different subjects, but always just sort of take what resonates with you and what you are thinking about and what this pertains to. And if it doesn't feel like it's your message, it's for someone else. What is one I don't care message to be helpful right now? No obligations to take advice from others. I like how it has this crystal ball here, and this person also has a crystal ball. You have to use your own discernment with any advice that you get. The answers are in you. Or it's you getting a little information and doing more research if you need to. Trust yourself. If somebody gives you advice and it doesn't feel like it's advice for you or meant for you, it's not for you. You don't have to listen to anybody out there. You should trust your own heart. Even if somebody has a lot of intelligence, or they have a lot of education, or they have a lot of experience, they don't know you. They don't know your personal story, or your personal passion, or your heart, or what your mind is thinking. So it's going, where are we? Right back to the start, with standing your ground and standing firm. And if somebody gives you advice and it feels right, it feels like it's the right vibration, it feels like it's coming in, from the right intentions, or someone is seeing pure potential in you and how you can grow from just being in the experience to really feeling stable within yourself, then that's what you listen to. But you can always be flexible in how you make decisions. But in the end, the decision comes back to you. And if it's involving you and a partnership of anyone else, it's having clear, mature, open, honest communication. Sometimes people communicate really good together, sometimes people suck at it. So it's being flexible with all of those adjustments and who you're speaking to. But you're under no obligation to listen to, advice if it doesn't feel like it's right for you. I like that came through, and I like that it has the same picture. Sometimes you have to just take something with a grain of salt. It's more about those nuggets that you get, whether they are nuggets of wisdom and gold, or even when you hear some bullshit, to kind of weed out the gold from the bullshit. Because even hearing about things that are not bullshitty kind of messages can still give you wisdom on a person, on a vibration, on what's not right for you, on directions to go to and towards or away from. But it all comes back to, with these nights, having more and more experiences so you have your own growth. And let's get one more from the universe. Has your back. And I think I have attracted every weird bug out here with me. So they're all all over my light here. Let's get one more message for you guys. Please and thank you. I can't remember if I mentioned that I'm doing that I'm giving the gift. I can't even remember if that came through in the reading, but if you guys are interested, I'm doing a free, I'm going to give away a free reading as a private link, and just kind of something different I like to give back. If you're interested in being entered into it, just thumbs up the video, put your favorite emoji in the comments, maybe with a message or word of inspiration. In every video I will go through and put the names down, fold them on a little piece of paper, drop them into my picture I have going on, and each reading I go through and put everybody that left an emoji in the mix. And if you end up leaving an emoji on different videos, you are in the mix more than once. So I hope you guys like this idea. I'm pretty excited about it, and thank you so much for being with me here today. I feel so blessed to be with all of you. One more message from the collective, please and thank you. This message is it just loves you guys. I feel like this comes through almost every time I pull this deck of cards, or every other time. Something wants to work fast. Where's that fast tonight? Where'd it go? Something manifests faster. These beautiful seeds, the fruits of your labor, which is also, where's that other night? This night. Manifests bigger and brighter and faster when you are pursuing fun. When the energy works fast when I'm having fun. So when you're doing something you really enjoy, when you are around someone you really enjoy, when you're in an environment you really enjoy, the clock kind of falls away. You wish there were more hours to be doing that thing or with that person or at that place. You don't have time bragging because you're in it. You're in that now, like a beautiful dance. And with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful evening, and I will see you soon.